Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Melina Landrio and I want to thank you all for sharing space with me today. Today is May the 6th, 2026, and I have some channels and downloads that I'm going to share with you today. So yesterday I had in my head this lullaby song. The one that goes da 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 da. Da 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 da. So that was kind of in my head over and over until I finally recognized that it was in my head. So something is very significant about this song. So a lullaby, a baby, maybe hopes and dreams to rock a baby with that song, or maybe memories of rocking a baby to this song could be significant. Maybe this is a song that you sang to your child when they were an infant or a baby. Something significant about this. Also, I had this vision of a mother and her son, and the energy felt very betrayed. It was like almost like I saw this woman confront this mother figure. So this could be a mother or father figure for you, so you guys can place it where it fits. Remember to use your discernment as in any reading to figure out if this reading is for you. You'll know. You don't have to make it fit. But yeah, so this person was approaching their mother figure, and it appeared that there was like some bad energy between the two, and they called them out on being a witch. So there's a mother figure or a father figure, again, place where it fits. But the depiction that I was seeing was a woman, and she was being called out for being a witch, and I guess causing a lot of difficulty or situations to the person calling them out, who happened to also be a woman. And I guess this person had a sibling, a brother in particular, and they were with this mother, and she was kind of trying to illuminate to her brother while confronting the mother that he is also being affected by this woman. So there could be something to do with maybe triangulation between siblings, some sort of maybe narcissistic environment, like a covert narcissistic environment, where you have somebody who is looking like the perfect picture of a good mom, but in reality there is something kind of not so great under the tones, under the scenes of it. It kind of felt also like cursed energy. In regards to the sibling, like it felt like they don't even realize that they're cursed. Like everything, like it's like if you are somebody, if this is for you, let's say you're the sibling, if this is for you, it seems like for this particular sibling, what I was being showed, it's like they are not able to get past a certain criteria at any age. Like it just seems like they kept falling behind. Everybody else was doing, like, getting their first jobs or doing things, and like they weren't successful to get any of these things. Or like everything came later to this person, or every time that they got like let's say they got a girlfriend or like a partner of some sort, every time that they received somebody, they fell hard, but it just never they never felt the need to execute it to become more, and it just fell through, and they just felt this was normal. They felt like this was something to do with them. They probably in silence felt something is wrong with them, but the reality is this is like some sort of hex on a lineage or like a family line, or maybe this is spell work or magic, witchcraft, like that the mother maybe had done. The woman was very angry with her mother, and she was calling her out. She was pointing out that she knew what she was up to, and this sibling was like surprised by it. But I feel like also thinking like that makes sense, like to whatever their circumstance was. So there's something to do with this in the energy. And a need, if this is resonating with you, if this is like, let's say you're the person calling out your mom or your dad, and you see there's triangulation going on, this is all fitting, and there's a sibling that's maybe not as successful or not doing very well, there could be some sort of praying, rebuking, like definitely a need to speak to God about your circumstances is relevant, and gaining insight in what it is that you need to do to help clear this pathway forward. Like revoking and rebuking, I feel is a great start, but I feel like you're going to need to get some guidance through God and through your ancestry. I would first stop at God. Yeah, so that's relevant. I also saw that 2:20 on the time at that point, or 12:50 or something. So it could be relevant time frame sometime, because it seemed like they approached them in like a grocery store or some sort of place where people go to buy stuff, like a market maybe, or something, like some sort of store. I saw 222, 333, 444, and 999, so these could also be relevant. I also heard the song, and I don't know if I'm going to probably butcher the lyrics, so I'm going to try my best to recall it, but the roof is on fire. We don't need no mother, let the motherfucker burn, motherfucker, burn. Something like that. Maybe we don't need no water. I don't remember the lyrics fully, but that song was in my head as well at some point yesterday. And the energy when it came on was like, I don't know, it felt like ancestor energy and like victorious, like angry ancestors are definitely in the energy today in this regard. I also heard the Annie song, the sun will come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun, just thinking about tomorrow. Like this came right after that. The roof is on fire. We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn. Like, so ancestors are pissed, but they're also trying to encourage you that the sun's going to shine again. Don't worry, is what I was getting from this. Then I got, it's been a long time since I rock and roll. Let me get back. Baby, where I come from. So that came on as well. So I'm not sure. Then I heard a song that I heard when I was a kid, Alouette. And Alouette is it's kind of a disturbing song. It's a French folk song. And it's from like 1879 or something. It's from the 1800s. It's like, it sounds like a very happy song. So if you've not heard it, it sounds very happy. It's like a folk song. And it was kind of used to teach body parts in a way. And I never really thought about it until I got older, when I sang it once, and I was singing it in a way that you could tell I didn't know what the fuck I was singing. And somebody who was around me who was French was like, oh, you know what that song is, what you're saying, right? And they explained it to me, so I never really paid attention, I guess, to the lyrics. So maybe that's relevant as well. But it's it goes, Alouette, gentille Alouette, Alouette, je te plumerai le nez, je te plumerai le nez, et le nez, et le nez, et le nez, et le nez, oh, 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 Alouette, gentille Alouette, Alouette, je te plumerai. So it's about plucking a bird, is essentially what it's talking about. And it's talking about this, those morning birds that come out and sing first thing in the morning. It's that type of bird that they're talking about. I forget the name of it. I want to say it might be oh, what are they called? I think it's like a lark or something. But yeah, so essentially they talk about plucking the head, plucking the beak and the neck and the feathers off this whole bird, like essentially murdering the bird for its annoyance in song and like singing first thing in the morning. So I think the relevancy is more in the undertone of this. It's like maybe somebody getting murdered for singing, for speaking something before anybody could like, because it's singing, it's like speaking, singing, right? And first thing in the morning. So somebody is like saying something, singing something that's like kind of shocking to somebody, and like they wish that they could come in and pluck them. Like it's kind of what I'm getting from the energy of that song. I hope you enjoyed my beautiful singing. I do try to impress you guys quite frequently with that. And it feels like it's been a little while. Okay, so then that was like during the day yesterday. So it was all yesterday all this happened. And then okay, so then I heard this in the evening. Like this is a long break between that, and I heard beep. Just a single beep. And then I asked, like, wait, what is, like, I tried to decipher what kind of beep it is. And I heard it again. Very faint beep. So it kind of reminded me of like hospital visits. Like if you've ever stayed in the hospital after a surgery. I've had one surgery in my life, and it was when I gave birth to my firstborn. I had to have an emergency section. This is really relevant for today's message. They want me to talk about certain aspects of this. So this is why it could be a triggering message. So be mindful as we move forward, how you're feeling in regards to the energy. But yeah, so it made me think of hospital. Like there's a machine that, I don't know, maybe checks your vitals or something, and it beeps every so often, like just a beep to let you know that the battery's still working. I just heard movement here in my cupboard, so perhaps confirmation. Excuse me, I keep burping confirmation burps. Pardon me. At this point, I started to think like the two beeps were separate but also together, and I looked at the clock at that time, and it was 8:28 in the evening, and it just made me think that there's two beings here trying to show me something in regards to this hospital scenario. And this is where I was also reminded of something that occurred to me in the spring of 2023, and Spirit wants me to touch on that because there could be relevancy here. So I'll talk about that in a moment. Then I got this vision, which confirmed what I just said a second ago about my own experience of something that occurred. I saw this big light, and it's almost like the lights that you see when you're having, like what I saw when I had a section, where the surgeon's there, and then there's big lights to kind of like a light to help them see more accurately what they're doing. And then I received like pressure, like like an imprinting pressure in the labia area of my body on the left particular side. So this is relevant. So the left side, there was some sort of pressure, which made me think childbirth. So it confirmed and clarified for me, this is how Spirit's speaking to me to let me know this is about childbirth. And so it could be giving birth, and then also an emergency section, because I was reminded of my emergency section with my firstborn. But I didn't go into birth. I didn't go into labor with my firstborn, but this person did. And then I heard the word repair and membrane. Like they both kind of came into my my perception in some way, shape, or form. And when I looked up the two in regards to childbirth, It's the sewing, the suturing up of the layers of the woman's womb space, like that's been cut open. And it's usually done in layers. There's like 2 or 3 layers of stitches that go in, because it's so many layers of like abdominal, your skin, and then there's tissues, muscle, and organs, right? So they have to go through all these layers to get to the baby. So this all gets taken out of the body to be able to deliver a sectional baby. And something to do with this is very significant, because it's about repairing the uterus to ensure that there's proper healing. The stitching, it's very important. It's very relevant for healthy movement forward from childbirth in this scenario. And it's to ensure like there's less complications, and also that it heals correctly. And then I had this weird ring sound that happened in my ear, and it went through both my ears, and it just made me think flatline. So often people think that like, I remember when I had my daughter, I had so many people come in to visit me to see the baby. And a lot of like, especially older generational people came in, and they would say things like, oh, let me see this beautiful, perfect head, or of the baby, because they didn't have to push through the canal, or oh, you had the easy way out. And I can attest that a sectional birth is not easy. I've had 4 births. I had my first being an emergency section. I did not go into labor. It was an actual emergency that I had to go in and book and have them take the baby out to make sure the baby was living. And my daughter was stuck in my pelvic bone, and she had a lot of like, her legs were contorted, and her head was like it was hitting my rib cage. Like, there was a lot going on where her head did not look perfect, and it should have taken like maybe 5-10 minutes to take her out of me. At least, like, they made it sound like it was so simple. Oh yeah, 5-10 minutes and you'll be done. But they had to like beat me up to get her out. She was so stuck, and I was so bruised and in pain for like, it took me the amount of time it took to bring her to term, to deliver her, to heal. And I was still bleeding at that point. And that's hard. And like, just to have people come in and just assume that it's an easy route, it's actually very dangerous. And I'm saying this because this what can happen too when you do surgeries is your body can go into cardiac arrest. And they don't speak about this. It's like an unexpected massive like experience that could happen. Like, you could hemorrhage unexpectedly, and then also like flatline, like go into cardiac arrest. So this happened for this woman, and I think as she went into cardiac arrest, hemorrhaging also significant. I feel like a baby also flatlined. So there's something relevant about this, and this is why I wanted to put the trigger warning on, because it's talking about loss in the realm of giving life. So so that's relevant. I'm also supposed to be asking some questions. There's a need to speak about this mother. She's wanting to say something. So I'm going to be pulling some cards in a specific way that I do, just to see what comes out and see if there's anything that's necessary to help you guys see if this is your message. I mean, if you've lost your wife and child, or partner and child, then you'll know, right? Okay, so I went through a missing miscarriage in the spring of 2023. This would have been my 5th child born if they succeeded, but I've had quite a few miscarriages, so it's not my fifth child in alignment. But it would have been, if they made it to term, it would have been my fifth child. This child, particularly, I had a pregnancy that was confirmed, and I had to go back and get some scans done. And there's something to do with like a cardinal bird, a female cardinal bird darting in front of my car. So if you're like me and you like to look at everything around you and you want to look up like the meaning of numbers and animals that you see and just little synchronicities, I highly recommend to do so. But yeah, the female cardinal is significant. I'm not going to look it up today, but it is significant. So if you want to check it in, if this is resonating for you, go ahead. For me, when I felt the energy of the female cardinal go by, I felt that it was just like ancestors and protection, but mainly like especially female like ancestry. Like this is like your grandmother's grandmother coming through, the ones who birthed at home. And that's something I have done every time since my firstborn. Don't let people tell you your body isn't strong enough after a section. It can be. I'm not saying not to believe medical advice, but there are ways of just make sure that you're getting really informed. I got way more information from a midwife about my first birth, what occurred, than I did from the actual OBGYN that helped assist me in that birth. So I found out information that I didn't realize occurred from my second child that was that I delivered at home without a doctor. And I had a brand new doula at home, her first time being a doula with me. And we weren't expecting to be at home. We were sent home by the hospital because I was going to go to the hospital with my midwife and deliver there. And when I got there, they were like, no, you're not ready. And I was quite shocked by that. And then they told me that I wouldn't be having her till like 9 o'clock the next day because I was considered a first-time birthing mother because I didn't go into labor with my first child. Anyways, I went home. I was convinced to go home because if I stayed at the hospital, I could end up having a section if I didn't deliver by a certain time frame. And I definitely didn't want that because my first section was hard to heal from. And yeah, I remember I told the midwife when I left the hospital, she's like, so you'll come in around 7 and we'll call you around 7 and we'll get you in here, or come in around 7 and we'll get you set up and we'll probably deliver around 9. And I said, okay. I said to her, I pointed my finger at her and I said, I'll call you at 5 a.m. And she looked kind of puzzled. I don't even remember saying this to her. She told me that I said this to her after the fact. I delivered my child at 5:05 in the morning, and I called the midwife at 5 a.m. to say I'm delivering her now. She was called like right around that time frame, and she was shocked. So, yeah, you can go in. Anything happens. If God wants the baby born a certain way, that's what's going to happen. Okay. Sorry, I kind of got off topic, but maybe that's relevant. Yeah, so I had a miscarriage in the spring of 2023. So 2023 could be relevant here in regards to this circumstance. May and June, as well as July, those months. I also have something about confirmation of the pregnancy is relevant. And then also like maybe some discharge, maybe there were some signs leading into going into the labor that were like happening prior. Like maybe weird headaches or radiating pain in your calf. Maybe there was light bleeding. This could all be relevant for whomever this message is for. The 4th, the 7th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 15th, the 16th, the 22nd, and the 7th and the 20th of any of those months could be relevant. And also 11 weeks and 2 days could be relevant. So this could be all relevant. Um, Now, when I was pulling cards yesterday a little bit about this, like, why was I getting this understanding? Like, why is this coming through? And I pulled three of my ancestor cards. One was, I don't know if I kept them at the top because I was looking at this energy yesterday, preparing to do a reading. Yeah. So this card came out, which was entertainment. And I asked my ancestors, like, what is this? And it was like something was done as entertainment or in entertainment regarding this circumstance I just described. Okay, so something was done as or in entertainment. And then I got also compass. And this was telling me that something was like orchestrated to occur. Like there was mapped out routes of things happening that was going on. And also driver is significant as well. And this is essentially it's like the energy of pinging when you're in someone's energy field, or you're orchestrating something, or you're focusing on someone's energy field. If you don't think that person can feel you, you're absolutely incorrect. Because people can feel and sense when people are in their energy. I even get visuals of people who are in my energy. I see them as soon as they're in my energy. So like you shouldn't assume that the people can't understand what's going on or what's happening around them, or that someone's in their energy, because it's very, very, it can very much be detected. And there's like pings that are going on. And when I saw the driver card, it made me think that whatever occurred, the person who was responsible for orchestrating this compass, like putting it all together, it's like whatever was done out to somebody is going to be coming back onto them, is what I understand. So that's the channels that I received and the understandings that I'm supposed to share. Now, I'll probably keep my pen out to help me with notes in case I need them. So I'm just going to pull a few cards here because my spirit guides are allowing me to understand that the mother that I speak of who lost her life, there's a need to speak about her, like something that she wants to illuminate. So I'm going to pull some cards in this regard. So just give me a brief moment here while I do so. I hope everyone is doing well. And if this message is resonating for you, I'm sorry. That's not definitely not an easy thing to deal with. Most definitely not. So what does the mother, in regards to this channel, want me to know? What does she want to illuminate, please and thank you? Something's uneven. Something's unbalanced. Okay. I got the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is in reverse. And the Six of Wands upright. Queen of Swords reversed. Eight of Cups sideways. Somebody's trying to walk away. There's some sort of victory here. Queen of Swords is in reverse is a pretty nasty energy. Also a King of Swords right underneath the Queen of Swords in reverse as well. So we have a couple here, a King and Queen of Swords in reverse. What do you want me to know about this energy, please and thank you? So we have the Hierophant in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse. Let's see emotions here. Tower in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse. Okay. Okay. So just give me a moment. Okay, sorry about that. So with the Eight of Wands in reverse, this is showcasing some sort of delay, some sort of slow going movement. And what I'm being told is something was delayed. She wants, like, there's not been a lot of recognition on this woman's passing, what happened to her. It sounds like she's in limbo. So if this is your loved one, you are likely understanding when I say that. You're feeling her presence around you. Or have thought perhaps she was around you. You might be extremely upset and angry at the circumstances that occurred, because what she's showing me here, it sounds like malpractice. So we have the Eight of Wands, and then we have the Six of Wands following it. Now the Six of Wands is oh wait, let me just check that, because that doesn't seem the Six of Wands is about victory. It's about recognition. I just want to check something here, because where are you, Wands? For some reason I'm thinking of a different deck here, and I know this is not that, so I want to make sure. Yeah. So public recognition. So she's wanting, right now it's like there's slow going, there's delay of her being recognized in what has occurred to her. Okay, so like she's sitting here in this energy, or maybe you are holding space for her also in this energy of like, why isn't something being spoken about? Why aren't they getting back to me? I feel like there's like this knot in my stomach. Something has, like, someone's dropped the ball. Sorry, this thing just fell, and it's weird that it just fell. So somebody dropped the ball. In getting back to you and responding in a timely manner, in executing the protocol that they're supposed to regarding the circumstances that occurred. And we have a Queen of Swords in reverse, And the Queen of Swords is essentially very manipulative energy when it's in reverse. This is somebody that will orchestrate lies and constructs just to make themselves appear better. This is an overly critical person. And she's also, when I when I think about this energy, it's coming out with the underneath it in the spread with the King of Swords as well in reverse. So that's showcasing that this is like a professional, and this is like an abuse of power is what's coming to mind. And something to do with this death, and also like I feel frustration or like scattered energy when I'm touching onto this energy here. So maybe there was, how do I say that? There was a protocol that was overlooked. It's like I'm being showed, like when you go to school to learn a trade, when you go to school to learn a craft, when you go to school to learn something like being a doctor, and you learn the various aspects of what you're training for. Like I remember being told, like, you do it by the book. Don't veer off the book, because when you start to do, like, I'm a hairdresser, and I've done hair since 2000, so 26 years of experience. And you could go in and you could follow the guidelines that you're taught in your school, like when you go to college for it, or if you go to one of the beauty schools for it, you get taught how to hold the hair, what to do. You get taught all the different things separate, and then you put them all together so that when you start to work and you do them, you start to gain access to your own style and the way of doing things. Now, sometimes you forget the original advice of the teacher who taught you to stay with the steps, because it's easy to slip into bad habits. And this is kind of how this feels. It's somebody is operating through bad habits, cutting corners, kind of like with C-sections. When I was speaking about, maybe that's why C-sections were brought up. I feel C-sections are pushed far too freely. I don't think that they're really relevant. Like, I was told I couldn't deliver my next child vaginally because I had an emergency C-section, and because of the way that she came. And I waited a couple of years as requested, and actually a few more. And I ended up delivering my child myself with not a tear, not a problem, like just flawlessly, no doctor, nothing. Not that I intended that. But you see, like, I was told if I would listen, I would have just gone back in and had another section, because the doctor allocates the time, and that's bada bing, bada boom, we're done, right? It just seems easier. I feel like there is maybe money in that. Perhaps it's a money thing. So maybe it's not necessarily, like, it's not everybody needs to have a section. Not everything is an emergency when you have a baby, right? So there's something to do with this. So maybe this wasn't really maybe no, because what I got in the energy in the channel was an emergency. There's malpractice. There's some sort of step that was missed in what I'm seeing with these cards. Now, with the Eight of Cups sideways, the Eight of Cups, when I'm looking at this energy, the Eight of Cups in the upright is someone is trying to affect the way you see things. As I'm doing this, I'm having someone trying to affect my eyesight. So I actually revoke and rebuke this in the name of God and Jesus Christ. Archangel Michael, please cast this out of my energy field. Thank you. So somebody could be affecting the way you see things. So there could be spell work involved in this, or some sort of like witchcraft or magic, voodoo. I don't know, because I'm getting poked in the eyeball. Maybe that's relevant. But the Eight of Cups in the upright is about like leaving a bad situation and walking away, and in the reverse it's about being stuck and hanging on. And I feel like this is the woman showing me she's in limbo, like, and this is in the past energy. Like it was like she was left in this situation where she had to make the decision. She didn't really get a choice. She had to go with the flow of whatever was being offered to her because it was being stated in such a way, a manipulation from the Queen of Wands, from the Queen of Swords in reverse. It was been stated in such a way, and it was like like there was a lot of delays, and it was a slow going process. This is where it's falling under as well. So it's something to do with the process, something to do with too many delays. They didn't do things fast enough. They didn't get to her fast enough. Could be relevant here. They didn't get to her fast enough. She waited too long with the Eight of Wands reversed above it. And then we have in reverse the Eight of Pentacles, which is where I'm seeing the lack of oh my gosh, the words leave me today. It's like taking pride in what you do for a living. And it shows. You know, you go somewhere and you work with somebody and you could feel off them their energy. It's good energy. And you feel good after you leave them. And it's like you understand there's quality there, and that person understands and holds themselves in high regard. In the reverse, this is somebody that instead of honing that type of mindset, that type of skill, they instead are lacking it, and they're just becoming lazy in their day-to-day regarding whatever it is that they do. In this case, somebody to do with childbirth. And perfectionism is trying to perfect maybe a certain aspect that they get from it. You know, it's like people just getting a job because they make a lot of money, but they don't have any heart in it. You know, you can feel that off people when you work with people who just don't give a shit about what they're doing and they just want your money. You feel that off people. And this, in this case, this is somebody that's perfecting like their schedule to have more me time or like more whatever, just to get more money in or whatever. It's nothing to do with honing their skills or holding a certain bar of perfectionism to obtain. You know, I often have worked through word of mouth, and I prefer to work that way because then, and I want honest, I ask for honest feedback from my clients in the past when I've worked. And it's important to me because I feel like your customer, if you're not going to do the best that you can for them, they're going to speak the volumes of who you are. And it doesn't, you know, that's the truth of it. And this is coming now for this situation here. It's like these are people that are probably paying people to put in these reviews to make them look good, and they're not really clients. Like that's kind of, it's giving me this. It's like some sort of system has been put into place for somebody to look a certain way, but in actuality, they're not what they're saying that they are. And in that, we have the like bad traditions. It's the Hierophant in reverse. This is like refusing to gain the knowledge or to learn and grow from or evolve from what they actually are learning from. Because, you know, when you work with your clients, you learn a lot about what you do, right? Like you learn the ins and outs of what you need to perfect, what you need to do better. Like, you know, when you work in any type of field and you work one-on-one with somebody, you are going to get the interaction. You're going to get a lot of information, and you'd be so foolish not to take that information and utilize it to an advantage to better your future clients coming in, their experiences. You know, constructive criticism is a wonderful tool to utilize when you're first starting out in something. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who can't handle people giving them criticism. They can't handle the constructive criticism, and they just kind of bypass that. It's like that step that they just ignore, and they just keep moving because they're getting money anyways. It doesn't matter. Does that make sense? There's something like this going on here. And then we have the Tower in reverse, which is they're avoiding their change, and there's like an inevitable. They're a delay of trying to delay the inevitable. Like they're going to get caught in this. The King of Swords is here, and this is all about abuse of power when it's in reverse, and then it's in the reverse. So there's been an abuse of power, and there's a tower coming. And they're trying to delay it. Then they have high expectations. In the reverse here, the Knight of Cups, but they're going to be disappointed in their expectations. The Knight of Cups in reverse, in regards to this, it's like maybe they're thinking that they're getting away with something. Maybe they're thinking the system that they have is working. Maybe they're hiding this information. I'm not sure exactly what this is. I'm going to look into this a little bit further. But it's definitely shady what's going on here. Yeah. It's like there's no exchange of materials with the Two of Cups in reverse. A lot of reversed cards here. This is what she's showing me. A lot of things are in reverse here. And the delay is the loss of financial stability that they were hoping for is not coming. This is influencing this. So they're lacking financial money. Why are they lacking money if they're busy? The delay of the inevitable. So maybe there is word of mouth going on around about them. Maybe this woman's husband or partner is expressing what's happened and is speaking the truth about it. The Ten of Pentacles with the Tower in reverse, it's like they're avoiding a change, but their money is running out. So the money is running out how? Like, what are they using this money for that's keeping something in limbo? Let me clarify that. What are they doing with this money that's running out? Why is it in... this money is running out that's putting them in this situation of the reverse tower. What is this? So a King of Cups just flipped out. So emotionally balanced. Okay. Give me one more here. So it's the perception. So we have the Ace of Swords here as truth and the King of Cups here. Hold on, let me just... clarifying. The Ten of Pentacles, they're running out of money, and this is inevitably going to cause a tower. They're delaying the tower because they're having some sort of repertoire. Is that the right word? You know what that is. But I feel like it means something to do with the way they come across. Like maybe they're very balanced emotionally, or they're perceived as emotionally balanced. They're perceived as somebody with compassion. They're perceived as somebody who's able to control themselves because of how calm their voice is, or how stable maybe they appear. They're making themselves appear. And this is causing... oh, the surgery word here is really standing out to me. So maybe they perform these surgeries and they are very, they're coming across as very knowledgeable and very compassionate to the person. And that's how they're selling themselves. And maybe the people are like I mean, if you're finding out that you're having distress with your child, you're going to be really panicking. You're going to need somebody who feels that way. So there's something to do with this. But I feel like this is, where's this going? Like, are they going to be able to keep this composure? Where is this heading with the Tower in reverse? What about the inevitable that's coming? I just heard masks off. So they're not going to be able to contain their masks any further. They're working with people. They're not going to be able to contain their masks any further. Teamwork, collaboration, learning, implementation, building something. So the teamwork that they have worked with, somebody is not going to be able to contain the energy anymore. There's something that's going to be occurring that's going to blow up. We have the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck, so this is relevant. Oh my God, for some reason I thought my clock wasn't moving, and I thought that I didn't press the record again, and I thought I'd just been talking this whole time, and I just recorded I didn't record any of it, but I see that I couldn't see the, anywho. Hi, I'm still here. You know this. Okay, so we have the Hermit in reverse. Like, all these things are in reverse, like from the heavens when she's looking at this whole dynamic. Everything is coming down right now. Like, this is kind of all happening here right now. Everything appears to be very reversed. So we have the Knight of Swords under the Hierophant. So this is, and it's all reversed. But this is like what happens in the heavens comes to the 3D, right? So in the heavens, this is in the upright. This is starting to showcase in the upright because they're viewing it, sending it to me this way. I don't know if that makes any sense. It doesn't matter. This is how I'm reading the cards. So we have the Hierophant in reverse and the Knight of Swords in reverse. So like charging energy. The current of it is charging till they end. So the mask is going to come off, and they're going to keep trying to strive, like refusing the knowledge. They're going to continue to go into their bad habits. And with the Five of Cups in reverse, which is in the environment right now, this is like recovery, moving on, and forgiveness. And this is what I feel she's wanting for herself, for her unborn child, and for her partner or husband that's here on earth still, who's mourning, is she wants to be able to move on and in forgiveness. It's about letting it go, not forgetting what happened, not stopping the process, but just for your own personal well-being. She's requesting this type of energy, or this is coming into the energy. Recovery, moving on. It's like stop. There's no sense in getting depressed forever and dwelling in this forever. She would want you to be happy and to exist and still live your life and not forget her, not forget the child, your child, but to know that you are fighting to the end to make sure that something is going to happen. And what I'm understanding, something is coming of this in the upright. So this is all going to transfer into a big blessing. The Hermit in reverse is they're not able to focus. So I feel like the husband is just really in grief, and just in disarray, and not able to move beyond the emotional energy that's going on right now. And this is a period that you're supposed to go through, but she doesn't want you to dwell too much longer. She wants you to start to get out and live, especially if this is something that's been going on for a few years, which is if it's 2023, in due time. But the process that she wants to start seeing you do, and she's encouraging and helping you on from the other side. Because I feel like whoever this message is for, you feel your wife in subtle energy. I feel like cool air, like you might feel a breeze of wind come at you, but there's no windows open. You might feel cool air. And there's something with the light in the nursery room. I'm seeing a light, like a ceiling light, but on the light, maybe it has like wood, like reddish wood slats on the light itself. Like it's contained, but it has like a cherry color, brown color on the light fixture. I don't know if that's relevant or makes sense, but whoever this is for will know what I'm talking about. I'm being showed this light, and something about like at a specific time, or like maybe when you're feeling a certain way, you're going to sense, or you have been sensing or noticing this light. I want to say flicker, but I don't think it's flicker. I think it just changes. Like it's bright and then all of a sudden it's dimmed. And like it's so subtle that you might not even notice it right away, but then you just think to yourself, did that change? And then you just keep moving on. That's the child coming forward and showing you they're still with you in spirit, and they're looking over and fighting for you on the other side. And that's what I'm understanding here. The wife, you'll feel the breeze. I think it's both of them in both rooms, but this might be something that you're experiencing. King of Pentacles in reverse. So this is somebody who had a lot of money. This is talking about the people who are manipulating. This is the doctor or the practice, the place that you went to for the practice. And this is the King of Pentacles in the reverse. They don't have anybody backing them anymore. They don't have the money. And they don't have a way forward either. They're kind of stuck. So it's trying to hide their laziness and making it look like it's a perfection. It's not helping them move forward at all. People are starting to notice. They're trying to reverse this from being known. The Ten of Swords in reverse with the Eight of Wands, it's because it's not being spoken about. So this is something that's maybe something that was done under the table, or this woman that's passed, something was done under the table that now you won't know about, is what the Ten of Swords in reverse is telling me. So she's saying something was done under the table that influenced this. Stuck energy, hanging on, not being able to walk away either. But it's like sitting in the middle waiting. Yeah, there's the Queen of Swords reversed as well. It's the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's like she lacked a lot of skill, a lot of posture in how she held herself. She was in lack, trying to act like she was in more. We have the Three of Swords in the upright. This is influencing the Six of Wands. This is saying that this victory of this practice, these doctors, whatever these are, I'm going to say doctors because it's a child and a mother bearing, like birthing. It's like they moved forward in victory. And then the Three of Swords causing heartache through the slow going process and delay that they intertwine. So maybe you and your wife, maybe like you were in, maybe you saved up for some sort of assistance in this way. Maybe not everything was described accurately to you in this process of what it was that you were paying for. Like maybe you weren't like really super well off, but you really wanted this circumstance to have a family, and you like scrounged together all your money to be able to move forward, and you did this all on your own with no assistance. And these are greedy people that you were dealing with that had all this money, and here you are using your last pennies. You know, it's like you're the type of person that would take the shirt off your back to give it to another. And while these people that you're dealing with have all the shirts and they wouldn't give it to anybody. There's a difference in the energy here. This is what this is showing me with the Five of Pentacles reversed. And the Two of Swords in reverse. As something is lifting. It lifted. Like, yeah, this opportunity, investing in. I feel like it was like a with the Two of Swords in reverse. I feel like it's almost as if it took this weight off. This, like, you couldn't see anything beyond just this. If that makes any sense. Like, this being like, meaning like wanting a family and starting that process. It feels very, but it feels like something was hidden with the Two of Swords in reverse in regards to why things were slow, why things were delayed. There was something hidden, something that was not forthright in regards to the Eight of Wands in these two cards. And this is being illuminated. So I'm just going to check in with these ones here. These are being illuminated here. So what is coming in regards to this Five of Pentacles reversed, Two of Swords reversed, and the Eight of Wands, slow, the patience and delay. What is happening here in this regard? What do we need to know about this that's coming? Heartache. Heartache is coming for these people. They caused heartache for you, and now it's being returned. And we did pull the Three of Swords in regards to the Six of Wands card. My card just fell on the floor. So what's this heartache that's coming for this Six of Wands victory? So an emotional message is coming in. And tell me about this Queen of Swords, what's in reverse, and the reverse Ace of Pentacles, what's coming in for her? Let's see here. We have a Queen of Wands in reverse. So somebody that holds some power, but in reverse, I feel like it's like crafty, maybe. Let's see, what else? Show me more. Knight of Cups. Oh, a new patient. She's dealing with a new patient that's coming in. And they're going to be... So karma's coming in, is what I'm getting. Karma's coming right now. The Queen of Wands, it's like they tricked this couple into thinking they were like emotionally stable and this was going to work. And the reality is they were doing, like, they were pretending to be something they weren't. They were pulling magic, casting spells, like making people believe things that weren't really the truth. And with the Knight of Cups, it's like this energy of like romanticizing or magnetization. Some sort of magnetic chemistry is going to go on here that's going to create this ripple effect to become more balanced, is what this is feeling like. And what about the outcome here with the Knight of Cups and the Two of Pentacles in reverse? Whoa, all of these cards just flew out. So we have the Death again and the Knight of Wands. So it's going to be met with the same, much of the same. The Death, the Knight of Pentacles. Hold on here. These. Yeah. Change. So we have We have the Death card, the Knight of Pentacles coming to collect on this King of Swords. And there's going to be, oh, I didn't see that card. Oh yeah, a change, and the Knight of Wands. There's going to be a change. So this King of Swords time's up. There's going to be a change now in the system. That's what's going to go down. Yeah. So I feel like if you've been going through this, you lost your wife, you lost a child, or this is resonating in some way, shape, or form in regards to this energy, these cards that I've pulled today, and the messages that I've stated. It's been a long road, a long, hard, heavy road for whomever I'm speaking to. And you've been just angry and distraught, and also really trying to get justice for your wife, for your partner. And it's like all that you guys ever really wanted was, and it was taken. And you're very angry, rightfully so, about this. And you've been potentially, I'm not sure how new this is. I feel like this could be past energy that's now coming into fruition. It's been a few years. Like I said, 2023, when I had my missing miscarriage, this could be significant. The time frames, the dates that I stated. So it's springtime right now. So maybe this is starting to ripple in now, this change, this current. So something is going to happen that's going to illuminate your wife's story. It's not going to go unheard or unseen. Your wife needs you to know this. And it seems, I feel like you feel at this time perhaps like you've just been doing so much and nothing is coming of it. And it just feels like maybe you're going through circles or spirals. And I feel like what this energy is just to ask you just to take care of yourself. Start to take care of yourself. Start to acknowledge the truth of what happened. It's painful, and it's time to sit in how you feel about that, and process it in the way that you need, with gentility, and to start to be able to forgive. It's important that we forgive the people who've wronged us, to let go of these attachments, because you don't want to be attached to these energies that are causing you so much grief and pain. These energies are what's causing, probably fueling your anger. So it's being able to give it to God, and to be able to trust that God has a plan, that all of this is not for nothing, and that there's more that's coming in that's going to help you along your path. It's not going to make things better in the sense that your wife is going to be here, or the baby is going to be here. But it is going to illuminate publicly what has occurred. I feel like this is where this is going. So again, my condolences. I'm sorry that you've been going through this, and I hope that this message was helpful in some way, shape, or form. But I feel like justice is coming in. This, your wife in spirit is speaking in this way, that she needs you to know this is the truth. This is it's coming through, and they're gonna get theirs, and it's gonna be. God works in mysterious ways, and it's going to be exactly at the right moment, and nobody is going to see it coming. And I just heard checkmate. Like, it's going to be very victorious for you in a sense, because you've been trying so hard to get to this point, and it's just going to appear and happen. And you're going to be grateful to be able to maybe release, or be able to acknowledge this happened to your wife, whatever this circumstance is that's coming up. I hope this was helpful. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here. Thank you for sharing space with me today, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.